for, it is because I am recording for our friends who can't join us for our live lesson. So I need all friends to be muted, okay? Alrighty, first things first. We are going to go over the dates. Who knows what day of the week it is? Who knows what day of the week it is? I need to see some hands. Mr. Brian, I need you to mute yourself, buddy. George, what day of the week is it? George.
Monday.
It's Monday, that's right. Today is Monday. Who knows what month it is? Who knows what month? Alice? What? No. November. Monday, November. Who knows the number for today? Number, who knows the number? Cameron?
I do.
9th, right? November 9th. And who knows the year?
I know it.
Who knows the year? Lyndon?
2020.
2020. Good job. Monday, November 9th, 2020. Now, remember, sometimes we write this in numerical form. Who can tell me what the number is for the month of November? What's the number? Darren? 11. Good job. So this would be Monday, November 9th, 2020 would be 11-9-2020. And I know I call it 2020, but the correct way to say it, right, is 2020. Alrighty. Cameron taught us that last week. Okay, we're going to go over our new sight words. We have some new sight words and some new hand motions we have to go over. Okay? Man, you guys are a tired crowd. Our first word is the word great. And how we do this one is we do G-R-E-A-T. Great. Can you do it with me? G-R-E-A-T. Great. Good job. Alrighty, so that is great. Oh, here's one. This is the word say. Okay, how we do say is we go S-A-Y, say. Can you do it with me? S-A-Y, say. Good job. Okay, this one is man. Now, what I was thinking was doing one with, like, making myself have a mustache. But does anyone have a good idea for one that we could do for man? Anyone have a good idea for man? I need some help. Riley, do you have an idea?
What about you're pointing at the man?
I know, but I don't have a man with me. I like that idea. I wish I had a man next to me.
I got a hat.
Oh, a hat? Put on a hat? I was thinking like doing like M-A-N, man, or like talking in a man voice and being like M-A-N, man. I know, but if I did this, see, I think girls can be strong too, so not only just men are strong. Any ideas for man? Vita, you got an idea? You're muted, baby. Oh! Man? What if we just talk in a man voice? Okay, ready? Put your hands on your hips. We're going to do M-A-N, man. You do it with me. M-A-N, man. That sounded like a monster instead of a man, right? And guess what? This one's really long. Are you ready for this one? This word is sentence. So for this one, okay, because sentence is a really long word, I'm going to write it up here so you can see it. And what I want you to do for sentence is I want you to pretend like you're writing in the air. So you know how for name we wrote it down like we're writing our name? We're going to write sentence in the air. So it's going to be S-E-N-T-E-N-C-E, sentence. Pop a period on the end. Okay? So let's do it again. Ready? S-E-N-T-E-N-C-E, sentence. Pop a period. All right? I know that's a long one, so it's a difficult one, so it's all good. Now, who knows what time it's for? What time? What time is it for? What? What are we going to do next? We are going to do phonics. So you know what that means? We got to travel to Letterland. So, how are you going to travel to Letterland? You're going to drive? You're going to drive? I'm going to walk down the stairs to Letterland. Are you ready? I'm going to walk down the stairs. Bye. Bye. Alrighty. So let me go get the lights again. Alright. So today, for our Letterland phonics lesson, we're going to be talking about something new. So remember, we've been talking about S blends. We've been talking about R blends. Make sure everyone is muted. Make sure everyone is muted. I hear some friends who are making noises. Okay, so remember we've been talking about S blends like SP, ST, SW. Then we were talking about some L blends in my blenderia, right? And we were talking about like BL, CL. And then last week we were talking about R blends, right? Like CR, DR, those kind of things. Well, this week we're going to be talking about final blends. So the final blend we're going to be talking about is "-nd". Can I see everyone go "-nd"? "-nd". So "-nd" is made with the letters. Who knows who this character is? Who's this character? Alex? Noisy Nick, and Noisy Nick says, that's right. And then who knows who this Letterland character is? Who's this Letterland character? Danica? You're muted, baby. Dippy Duck, that's right. And together, Noisy Nick and Dippy Duck say, "-nd", "-nd". So I want everyone to unmute themselves in 3, 2, 1. Unmute yourself. Good job. I want to hear you all say "-nd". Great job. Now mute yourselves in 3, 2, 1. Oop. I have some friends who aren't muted. No way, you gotta mute yourself, dude. So, So these come at the end of the word, not at the beginning of the word. They come at the end, okay? So, for example, we're going to write some words down. So these words come at the end, okay? So the word would come before ND. It's not ND comes first. ND comes at the end. So, for example, a word we could write is this word. So I want to make sure everyone's writing this word down. This is the word end. Okay, so this is the blend at the end. Send. Okay. What about this word? Who could tell me what that word is?
I don't know what the word is.
Okay, I wanted someone to raise their hand. I need you to stay muted. Okay, if you know the word, raise your hand. Okay, Sia, what's this word?
Sand.
Right, this word is sand. Sand. And sand. Who could tell me what this word is? What's this word? Lyndon? Land, right? Good job. This word is the word land. And land. And the last word we're going to do is this word. Who could raise their hand and tell me what that word is? Jet, what word is that? End, right? This is the word end. End, right? End. Alrighty, let's go ahead and let's ninja tap and tap out some of these words, okay? Let's go ahead and tap out the word send. Are you ready?
Yes.
Come on, get your tapping hands ready. Send. Let's do it again. Send. Good job. And let's tap out the word land. Oh, no, let's ninja tap out the word land. Are you ready? And land. Do it again. Land. Good job. Alrighty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over our reading standard. And guess what? We're not doing nonfiction anymore. This week, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be comparing and contrasting fairy tales. Okay? So, this is our I can statement. I can compare and contrast the adventures or experiences of characters in a story. Okay? So, this is our I can statement. Today, we're talking about compare and contrast. So, let me grab it. Oops. Because my marker's off. Technical difficulties. Pop up? Nope. Of course it doesn't. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So we are talking about when you compare and contrast, okay? And I'm actually going to turn the lights on. I need everyone to be muted for me. I need everyone to be muted. Okay. Okay. When you compare and contrast in reading, you are looking for things that are the same and things that are different, okay? So, what I want to do right now before we read our story is I want to go through and I want to talk about similarities and differences between all of you, okay? Raise your hand if you have blonde hair. Raise your hand if you have brown hair. Raise your hand if you have black hair. Raise your hand if you're a girl. Raise your hand if you're a boy. Okay. Raise your hand if you have white on your shirt. Raise your hand if you have black on your shirt. Okay. Raise your hand if you have a red shirt. Okay. Do you notice that some people are the same, but some people are different? So not everyone is the same and not everyone is different, okay? So you have to make sure that you are paying attention to what's the same and what's different. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to read a story called The Three Little Pigs. Who knows that story? Who knows the Three Little Pigs? Well, today we're going to be talking and focusing on those characters in the story. But whenever we are talking about tomorrow, we're going to be reading a different version of The Three Little Pigs. So today we are reading the classic Three Little Pigs. But tomorrow, so today we're going to read this story, The Three Little Pigs. Okay? But tomorrow we're going to read the true story of the Three Little Pigs. So while we're reading the story, I really want you to think about who are the characters, how do they act, think about the big bad wolf. All right. Once upon a time there lived a mother sow with her 3 little pigs. As she did not have enough money to look after them, she sent them out into the world to seek their fortunes. As he was walking down the road, the first little pig met a man carrying a bundle of straw. "Please, sir, give me that straw so I can build a house with it." The man gave the straw to the first little pig, who went and built a house with it. As he was walking down the road, the second little pig met a man carrying a bundle of sticks. "Please, sir, give me those sticks so I can build a house with them." The man gave the sticks to the second little pig, who went and built a house with them. As he was walking down the road, the third little pig met a man carrying a pile of bricks. "Please, sir, give me those bricks so I can build a house with them." The man gave the bricks to the third little pig, who went and built a house with them. Okay. The 3 little pigs lived happily until one day when a big bad wolf came to the house of straw. The wolf knocked at the door of the house made of straw and said, little pig, let me come in." The first little pig replied, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," cried the wolf. So the big bad wolf huffed and puffed, and he blew down the house of straw. The first little pig ran as fast as he could to his brother's house of sticks. Presently, the big bad wolf came to the house of sticks. The wolf knocked at the door of the house made of sticks. Said little pig, let me come in." The first little pig and the second little pig replied, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, then I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So the big bad wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. Blew the house of sticks down. The first little pig and the second little pig ran as fast as they could to the brothers' house of bricks. Okay? So look, he blew it down. Oh no. Oh boy. Presently, the big bad wolf came to the house of bricks. The wolf knocked at the door, made of bricks, and said, little pig, let me come in." The first little pig and the second little pig and the third little pig replied, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," he cried. So the big bad wolf huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed. But he couldn't blow the house of bricks down. When the wolf realized that he could not blow down the house of bricks with his huffing and puffing, he said, "Little pig, I know where there's a nice field of juicy, tasty turnips." "Where?" asked the third little pig. "In Farmer Brown's field," replied the wolf. "I will call for you at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we will go together to get some for our dinner." The next morning, the clever third little pig got up at 5 o'clock and went by himself to get the turnips. "Are you ready for some turnips?" asked the wolf when he arrived at the pig's house at 6 o'clock. "Ready? I have already been and came back with a nice potful for my dinner," replied the third little pig. The wolf was very angry. He said, "Little pig, I know where there is a nice apple tree." "Where?" said the third little pig. "In Farmer Smith's orchard," replied the wolf. "I will call for you at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we will go together to get some juicy, tasty apples." However, the clever third little pig got up at 4 o'clock and went to the apple tree. As he had further to go, he was still up the tree picking apples when he saw the angry wolf coming. "Little pig, come down and tell me if the apples are nice," called the wolf. "They're very nice," replied the third little pig. "Here, let me throw you one." And he threw an apple so far that the wolf had to go a long way to pick it up, and the little pig was able to jump down and run home. The next day, the wolf came and said to the third little pig, "Little pig, there is a fair in town. Will you go with me at 3 o'clock this afternoon?" "Very well," said the third little pig. Sorry, there's something in my arm. I can't see it. Okay. The third little pig went off early to the fair and had a lovely time. He bought a butter churn and was heading home when he saw the wolf coming. In a panic, he crawled inside the butter churn to hide, and it fell over. Down the hill it rolled. When he saw the churn rolling towards him, the wolf ran away in fright. The wolf went to the third little pig's house and told him how he'd been frightened by a giant round thing rolling down the hill towards him. "Dear me, I hid inside the butter churn when I saw you coming, and it rolled down the hill. I'm sorry I frightened you," said the third little pig. The wolf grew angry and said that he would come down the chimney and eat the first little pig, and the second little pig, and the third little pig. But while he was climbing on the roof, the third little pig made a blazing fire and put a pot of water on to boil. As the wolf was climbing down the chimney, the third little pig took off the lid and splash! The wolf fell into the scalding water. The wolf howled and leapt so high that he jumped right out of the chimney. He ran off down the road as fast as he could. The three little pigs lived happily ever after in the house of bricks and never saw the big bad wolf again. The end. Now, who could tell me who were the characters in the story? Who are the characters in the story? Let me see. Who are the characters in the story? Aubrey?
The little pigs.
The little pigs, the three little pigs were all characters. Who else was a character in the story? Brian. Unmute yourself, love. The big bad wolf, right? So the three little pigs were the main characters, and so was the big bad wolf. Where did the story take place? What was the setting of the story? Were there multiple settings of the story? Where was the first setting of the story? Where was the first setting? Darren? At the mom's house. Where was the second setting? No, someone else. Thank you, Darren. Acacia? At the house made of straw, right? And then the house made of? Lyndon?
Sticks, and I haven't really been cold.
The house made of sticks. And then what about the last place, or one of the last places, was the house made of, Cameron? The house made of bricks. And then the wolf, remember, he blew down the house of straw. He blew down the house of sticks. He tried to blow down the house of bricks, but he couldn't. So he decided he was going to try and trick the pigs. First, he tried to take them to a turnip field. Then, he tried to take them to an apple orchard. Then, he said he wanted to take them to the fair, but he hid in the turn. And then, finally, at the end of the story, the big bad wolf was so fed up, he just started to crawl down what? What did he start to go down? Riley? He started to go down the chimney, right? But he landed in what?
The pot.
The pot of boiling water, and he scalded his undercarriage and ran away, and the pigs lived happily ever
Sorry
after.
for the interruption. I'm going to start calling picture retakes by grade level. So any kindergarten students that need their pictures retaken or missed the fall pictures, please have them go to the stage in the multipurpose room now. Thank you.
Okay. For your seesaw activity today, okay, what I want you to do, and I did an example of it, here is your characters and your setting, okay? I want you to record yourself retelling me the story of the three little pigs. So on page 1, I did an example, which you can listen to.
All right, boys and girls, so this is my retell of the three little pigs. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs. 1, 2, 3. And they set out from their mother.
Okay, and I retell the whole story of the three little pigs. What you can do, okay, so what you can do on your page is you can also move around the characters. So you can move around the characters to where they go. So like this is the pig who made the house of straw, this is the pig with the sticks, this is the pig with the bricks. And then you can go through and talk about how the big bad wolf, and look, I can move him. The big bad wolf blew down the house of straw, and then the little pig ran to the second house. So you can actually move the characters in order to tell the story. It should also help you retell the story, okay? That is all I want you to do. I just want you to practice retelling the three little pigs, because tomorrow is when we're going to compare and contrast this story, okay? So I want you to be very familiar with the original three little pigs so we can compare and contrast this, the true story of the three little pigs as told by a wolf. Okay, so it's from the wolf side of the story. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me if you're from Miss Fowler's class or Miss Graham's class or Miss John's class. I really appreciated having you here. To the rest of my friends, Oh, and to everyone, actually, I'll see you all at 8:30 for our math lesson, okay? Alrighty, thank you so much. You did a great job. Super proud of you. Bye. See you in a little bit.